Hi, in today's video I'm going to show you how with a few supplies you can make 4 cute little cards, 4 matching envelopes and a box to keep them all in. I've actually cut up my paper and card ready just to save some time, but I'm just going to briefly tell you what I did and what you need. So I started off with a piece of A4 card. I put this into my scoreboard in portrait and I scored directly down the middle, which was at 4 1/8. Then, using my Dream Cuts machine, which I used in the making of a notepad video, I turned the card round, ran it through my Dream Cuts to cut it directly in half. That gave me 2 pieces of A5 card. And then I put those together one on top of the other and ran them through in the same way, and that gives me 4 pieces of card that are already pre-scored from one A5 sheet. So that's how I did that. Then to decorate you'll need 4 pieces of designer series paper. These are cut at 3 7/8 by 2 6/8. That's for this base layer. Then you'll need 4 pieces of a contrasting designer series paper that's cut at 2 6/8 by 1 inch. These are all from the Love Blossoms, the new designer series paper stack that's in our Stampin' Up Occasions catalogue. And at the moment, if you buy £45 worth of product from any of the Stampin' Up catalogues, so the main catalogue or the Occasions catalogue, you get to choose a free product from the Celebration catalogue. And you're not restricted to one free product, so for every £45 you spend you can choose a free product, so 2 for 90, 3 for 35, etc, etc. You'll need 4 pieces of Whisper White card cut at 1 1/2 inches and 4 pieces of Whisper White card cut at 2 inches. Obviously this is a square and this is a circle. These were cut with the ScanNCut. You'll need 4 pieces of light card or paper cut at 6 by 6 for your envelopes. And then to make the box you'll need a piece of card or designer series paper cut at 8 by 8. Now this Love Blossoms stack, the colours that are in this are Blushing Bride, Crumb Cake, and I think this is Rose Red. So from my 12 by 12 Subtles designer series paper stack, I've pulled out a piece of Blushing Bride to match with this. The stamp set that I used for the greeting, on the thank, I used tin of cards, and I used this thank you. I masked off the U and then just stamped up the thank, and then I wrote the word U, E-W-E, with the ScanNCut and the black pen. And the actual stamp set is a very old stamp set of mine. I can't even remember who this is by, but I've had it years and years and years. I've not got the box or anything, but Stampin' Up do a stamp set called Barnyard Babies, and there's a cute little lamb in there that would work equally as well. So to save some time on the video, I'm going to show you how to make one of the cards. Then I'll make the others, and I'll show you how to make one envelope, and then I'll show you how to make the box to keep it all in. So to save some time, I've mounted the 2 stamps onto some clear acrylic blocks, and I'm using my stamping grid mat as a cushion because these don't have a cushioning on them. These are photopolymer stamps, and I'm using the black Memento ink in Tuxedo Black. So the first thing I'm going to do is stamp the little sheep. And I'm just going to try and put that fairly centrally. So that's that. Then my square, I've got my thank you stamp on my block. I've masked off the U, so I'm only going to ink up the thank. And hopefully I've got enough ink on there. I'm going to peel the mask away. And then I'm going to stamp this a little bit towards the top of the 1.5 inch block. So that's how that's looking, and that will give me space then to write the words you with the ScanNCut pens. Just get rid of that because I'm going to end up with black ink all over me. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to put this into the ScanNCut and scan it through and then add the word you on there. So I'll just set that up and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so I'm working at a slightly different angle today, so I'm not sure how well you're going to see this, but basically I've put the little piece of card with the stamped thank on the mat, and I'm going to choose pattern, text on this first font and type EWE, OK, and I resized this. I'm going to set it on the mat, and then I'm going to come into the editing icons and I'm going to resize it down so that it's 1/4 inch high. Oh. So it's 1/4 inch high and 3/4 inch wide, and I'm going to say OK, OK, and then I'm going to do a background scan. I'm going to drag the word and put it onto the piece of paper, and then I'm going to zoom in and zoom into 400% so that I can see how it's looking. Once I'm happy with that, I'm going to say OK, OK, and draw. Load up my black pen. OK, and remove. It's just a case of assembling now. So I'm going to take my piece of card, fold it in half, add my designer series paper. Now this is heart, so it's got a direction, so obviously I'm going to try and make sure I line that up properly. Take my accent scrap, just bring this one in to refer to. Position that. And then this one I'm going to put on dimensionals, which I haven't got out, so. And then the only thing I did on this was I added a little bit of the clear Wink of Stella. So I'm going to put that there. So that's how we're looking. I'm going to get my Wink of Stella, which Stampin' Up now sell in clear and gold. And this is like a liquid glitter. It's lovely and it's so fine, and it's got a brush tip on the end. And I literally just added a little bit to the ears and the legs of the little sheep. And then I painted over the thank, and I'll try and hold it up and see if you can see the glitter or not. Not sure whether you'll see it. Can you see the sparkle? It's beautiful. It's so fine. Absolutely gorgeous. So that's the card. I'm going to leave that one up there to dry. Now to make the envelope. So you take your 6x6 piece of paper or card. You need your envelope punch board, and you need to score at 2 5/8. So you line up the top edge with 2 5/8 on your board, punch and score, and then all you need to do is rotate and line the score guide, which is here, to the line you've just scored. So you line that up, punch and score, rotate, same again. The box is slightly different, so when we come to do the box, I'll show you. I'm going to fold this in and just lightly burnish. If you want to, you can round the top. There's a punch here. I've not done it on this one, so I'll leave this one. And then basically you just need to apply some glue here and here to stick that down. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat, put some glue there. Fold that over, and then I like to cut this point off, but you can do, you can leave it, it doesn't get in the way. But I like to square mine off, so I'm just going to come along and just trim that off and use the bone folder to make sure that everything's stuck down. I'm not going to use the card I've just made because the Wink of Stella will still be a little bit wet, but I'm going to use this one and show you that it fits into the envelope. So I'll make the other the remaining two, sorry, and then I'll show you how to make the box. Okay, so that's the 4 envelopes and the 4 cards made. I'm just going to give the cards a few more minutes just to let the Wink of Stella dry. So I'm going to show you how to make the box now to put these in. So again, you need the envelope punch board and a piece of card or designer series paper that measures 8 by 8 inches. I want this stripy pattern to be on the outside, so I'm actually going to score on the flower side. So the first thing you need to do is line up your piece of paper, and you need to score and punch at 3 5/8. Then slide it along and score and punch at 5. Then turn it round completely, and then on the opposite side again score and punch at 3 5/5 and at 5. Then this time turn this around and line your score guide up with your score lines. And it's not always easy to see where they are, especially on a pattern paper like this. Okay, so I'm going to fold and burnish now. Actually, because this is only designer series paper, I'm just going to do it lightly with my fingers rather than with the scoring tool. And I don't know how well you're going to see this, but basically your box can either fold up that way or that way. It depends which way you want to do it. I quite like a top opening the long way. So with the rectangle, if you like, in the portrait mode rather than in the horizontal, I'm going to cut up these 4 flaps just up to the first fold line. As I say, it's not that easy to see, especially on this pattern paper, but basically your flaps are going to fold in like so. And you can do it either way. You can either tuck the short side in and have the long sides on the outside, or you can do it that way. I quite like it with the short end tucked in, and I quite like to square this one of these sides off. So I've got lines here, so I'm just going to follow the lines, but just cut about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch off. So we need glue on here now. So I'm going to turn this over. Bring in my silicone mat. As this is a box, I'm going to use fast fuse because it's a bit more substantial. I'm going to tuck in the little flaps. Fold this in and square it up. And then I'm just going to apply a bit of glue down this edge as well that I've cut. So I've got some glue here, and I've now put some glue here, and I'm just going to square this up hopefully. Might have to do it facing me. And give that a rub inside with the bone folder just to make sure all that glue sticks. Then you've got your flaps, and you can fold that over or you can tuck it in. So let's get the envelopes. So we've got 4 envelopes. Hopefully these are all dry. 4 cards. Put those in and tuck that in, and that's your little gift box as well. So I hope you found that helpful. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.